Hi, my name's Doug Love from Applied Search Technology, and I'm going to spend a few moments introducing a new CAD search system called CADFind3D. But first I'm going to talk a bit about the background to the system's development and its use. The key thing, of course, is that it's been well known for quite a long time that unnecessary duplication of parts and increases in variety lead to quite significant costs for companies, and those costs of course relate to both extra tooling, all the paperwork and administration systems, the physical stock that you end up carrying, and even the economies of scale, where if you produce the part in higher volume you'd expect to do it more at less cost. These ideas I think are quite well established, although there's quite a variety of estimates that have been developed for how much these costs actually are. One of the more interesting ones, because the calculation is completely open so you can look at where they get the numbers from, is the one done by the Department of Defense in the United States, where they considered that the total cost, unnecessary cost, incurred when you created a part that wasn't required, where you could have reused an existing one, was around $33,000 over the life of the project. A project in this case was a military system, an aircraft or a ship or a missile or something of that kind. In fact, if the parts had a longer life than that, of course, the savings would be even larger. Although this has been well known, the problem that people have is not so much recognizing it, but being able to do something practically about it. That is, to find a way in which they can identify duplicate designs easily and quickly enough that it's much quicker than unnecessarily drawing a new one. In that context, people have used product data management systems to try and reduce variety, and they do that to some degree, but many of them depend upon text searches. And of course, if the descriptors that people have used relate to the function of the part, then quite often these descriptors can be unnecessarily vague or rather ambiguous. So if you just call something a bracket, or angle bracket, or bush, or spacer, or something of that kind, then there'll be any number of parts which are very different in shape and size that will have that identity. So using that identity as a way of finding duplicates is very difficult. What you want really is something which depends upon the geometry of the part, because that is unambiguous. Geometry in this case being shape and size. In relatively recent times, systems have been developed that can do that. Ours was one of the first systems. The original CADFind system was launched commercially in 2004 and was developed at Aston University in Birmingham in a research context back into the late 90s. So it's a comparatively new technology. But we've got to the point now where our latest system, CADFind3D, which launched in 2016, has been developed to the point where it's very simple and easy for people to use.